So hello there, welcome to Damien's Trains and Travels. As you can see, I've changed the name of my channel now. If you look in the top left hand corner at the watermark, to Damien's Trains and Travels. But although I've changed the name, I'm still going to be doing videos like this about various collections that I've got, and engines will appear, steam or diesel, in the videos as well. And in this video I'll be talking about the 3 Mr. Men characters that came with packs of Persil back in 2007. So there's 3 of them, as you can see here. I've got 2 of one of the characters, one in the box, one out of the box. And this came with, as I say, this came with packs of Persil back in 2007. And for some reason I thought that it was 2006, but it was actually 2007. And if you go onto YouTube and type in Mr. Men Persil advert or TV advert, whatever, you can actually see the advert. So like I said, there's 3 characters that come with this. Like I said, for some reason I thought it was 2006, but what did actually come out in 2006, which I was probably getting confused with, I was very close, was this character of Mumble from Happy Feet. So Mumble's character in Happy Feet, and if you turn him inside out, it's an egg, and obviously you can turn it either way around, so it's either an egg or Mumble on the other side. Quite unique. Quite nice. I was quite lucky my parents actually brought Persil. So like I said, I got that one, and I believe Mum got another pack, so my sister could have one as well. I don't know if my sister still got hers. I don't actually live with my sister anymore. Obviously we're older now. In 2007, 2006 was quite a few years ago now. So like I said, I got the Mr. Men here, and there's 3 of them all together. So I've got Mr. Tickle, and then Mr. Strong, which is like a magnet, fridge magnet, whatever. And you've got Mr. Happy. So I'll start off with Mr. Tickle. Mr. Tickle was actually the first Mr. Men character that was created. And the Mr. Men was created in 1971, believe it or not. So that makes it 52 years old, which sort of makes me feel old as well. Quite hard to believe. And I've got quite a few other Mr. Men merchandise. And somewhere packed away I've got some of the books from when I was younger as well. And I don't think I ever read the book of Mr. Tickle, although I have read it before. I think I had it from the school library or something. I don't think Mr. Tickle was one of the ones I had, but I had Mr. Strong and Mr. Happy. Anyway, and I do like this one of Mr. Tickle. But one thing I would say is that I think that on this, his arms could be a lot longer than they are. However, if you actually pull them out, he vibrates, as you can see here, and the arms are quite long then. So yeah, I mean, I do think this is a good one. Like I said, I think his arm maybe could have been a little bit longer, but at the same time, so they are long when you stretch them out anyway. And in other merchandise that and toys I've got, Mr. Tickle has appeared, and his arms are always really long. And I got this one back in 2014. I actually got this one in a charity shop when I was younger. Like I said, I got the only one that I actually got when they were actually out in packs of Persil was Mr. Strong, which I'll talk about in a minute. But like I said, this one of Mr. Tickle I actually got in a charity shop, and there's actually a video that I made, be around 9 years ago, where both Mr. Strong and Mr. Tickle appeared. But like I said, I got Mr. Strong when he was brand new. Next time, we will be reviewing someone that is really strong. No, not you, Mr. Strong. Mr. Tickle, can you escort him off the premises, please? Thank you. So yeah, we will be looking at someone that is very strong, and that is, of course, Murdoch, another one of Hornby's best models. Thank you very much for watching, and until then, goodbye, and thank you. So that was a video of when Mr. Strong and Mr. Tickle both appeared in a video together that I did. I think I've probably done that just as a little bit of a joke, I suppose, really. And like I said, it was around that time that I got the Mr. Tickle character. Like I said, I've always had the Mr. Strong one since it was brand new. And something else I noticed as well is I've got a number of the Mr. Men McDonald's toys. And one thing I did notice that I forgot to mention in my video that I did earlier, when I spoke about my collection of them, I've got the 1999 ones. I've got this toy of Mr. Rush, And Mr. Rush, I suppose, in some ways was a little bit like Spencer from Thomas the Tank Engine, obviously being streamlined and quite fast. So like I said, that was Mr. Rush. But on his toy, the McDonald's one, if you look very carefully at the label, they've put Mr. Funny on the label, because all the labels say the names of the characters on them. And for some reason, this one says Mr. Funny on it, but this isn't Mr. Funny, this is Mr. Rush. And I know, because again, if you look on the back of the books, it tells you what all the names of the characters are. And this character here that I've got is actually Mr. Funny. And one thing I did notice as well, when I went into my local WH Smith's, I went in there for something else, but I noticed the Mr. Men were there, and I noticed on the front that there's a book for the character Walter the Worm, who appeared in a number of books. And Walter the Worm is the only character in the Mr. Men book series that doesn't have the word Mr. at the start of the title of the book. But like I said, he appeared in a number of other books in the background. Walter the Worm. And when I was younger, so I never had all the books, but the ones I did have, I got from opposite the WH Smiths in Wilko, which back then was Wilkinson's. Obviously the logo's changed a bit since then. So next off, we move on to Mr. Strong. So in Mr. Strong's hands, there's two little magnets, and like I said, you can add it and put it on the fridge or anything that's metal. On the back of one of my doors in my bedroom, I had some pegs which had like a metal frame around it, and I stuck them on there for a little while. And like I said, Mr. Strong was the first one that I got, and Mr. Strong's always been my favourite Mr. Men character. At one point I actually had a Mr. Strong t-shirt on that said Mr. Strong on it, but I've grown, I'm a little bit taller since then, so the shirt doesn't fit me anymore. I was a teenager when I had that shirt, and I remember they were quite fashionable at the time. A friend of mine had one that said Mr. Grumpy on it, and I think another friend of mine had one with Mr. Lazy on it. They were quite popular, them shirts. In my opinion, the three characters that they have got in this Persil range, Mr. Tickle, Mr. Strong, and Mr. Happy, are probably the most popular, or some of the most popular characters. Like I said, Mr. Strong's always been one of my favourite ones. So last off, we move on to Mr. Happy. As you can see, I've got two here. I've got one that's in the box, and on the box it shows you Mr. Strong and Mr. Tickle as well. The other ones you can buy, and like I said, the worm is on there. I'm assuming that's Walter the Worm on there. And with Mr. Happy, you can see there's a little thing on the back that says squeeze me, and there's a button, and if you press it, his cheeks glow red. Like I said, I've kept one in the box, and I've got one out of the box. I think someone got me the Mr. Happy one out of the box. I can't remember who it was. A relative or something. But the one with him in the box, I actually brought myself. I saw it at I think it was at a Steam fair or something I went to a few years ago, and it was in the box still, so I thought I'd buy it and keep it in the box, as I've kept, as you know, other things in the box over the years as well. Something else I didn't realise as well, until obviously I was much older, was that the original TV series of the Mr. Men was narrated by Arthur Lau, who was in Dad's Army. He was Captain Mannering. And I had a VHS tape with, I think, some of them stories on when I was younger, but I also had one with the stories narrated by John Alderton, who also did the original narration for the original Fireman Sam TV series as well. So that is the three Mr. Men in the Persil range. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.